Hi everyone, I'm Dong, and in this past year of 2021, I animated the scene of water being poured on Tanya the Evil Operation Desert Pasta, the pre-season 2 TV special. It's cool, check it out. Anyways, I think it would be conducive and of merit to discuss how I approach a scene like this. Like with every scene I get, I will read over the storyboards and discuss them with my director. Here they are relatively simple. A glass sitting in screen middle, then water comes pouring in, with the water eventually coming to a stop. I am no expert at animating either water nor special effects for that matter. So in order to get a basic understanding of water dynamics, I search up reference footage. Stock photo and video sites are great for this, and I found this on a stock video site. I will put the footage on repeat and just study it. This footage fits pretty well with what I imagine what the final scene would look like, but let me make it clear that I am not looking to copy it frame by frame. I am not trying to rotoscope it, but I am trying to understand how the water moves and how it interacts with the glass. For example, I take care to study how when the water first hits the glass, the water fans out and becomes displaced. We see the water being pushed outwards from the central sprout as it flows and fills the glass. The area near the central sprout is generally the lowest part of the liquid mass. The water gets pushed from that central sprout along the contours of the glass until it reaches a point where it will no longer ride up the glass, upon which the liquid will slow down and come crashing down, similar to how a wave crashes in the ocean. We then see that wave crashing motion oscillate, so once the water on one side of the glass comes crashing down, after a split second the other side will do the same. Over time, the speed of the water flowing along the glass becomes slower and slower as it gets dampened by the other liquids in the glass. The water in the glass eventually settles, but it will still have a slight oscillating motion as it spins in a circular movement. As I watch my reference footage, I am making a mental note of all these things and thinking about how I can apply them in my animation. Speaking of which, let's talk about our rough animation. I'll be flipping through my drawings frame by frame and talk about my thought process drawing them. Here, the glass itself is split into two layers, which is the proper way to draw something like this. The front of the glass, with all its reflections and shadows, are one layer, while there is a transparent matte backing layer behind. The water will be sandwiched between the two glass layers. Scrubbing through, we see the water coming down. It makes impact with the glass and starts cascading and displacing outwards from the central sprout along the glass. Here I'm just drawing what I saw in the reference footage. As more water comes into the glass, the volume of the liquid increases. While that is happening, the water continues to displace outwards along the sides of the glass, climbing up until it runs out of momentum, after which the liquid comes crashing down in the vein of that wave motion I was talking about earlier. When the water comes crashing down, it will push and displace the liquid. We see that oscillating movement from the reference in motion with the liquid on the left side coming down, pushing up the right side. Then the water on the right side will again move up the glass and come crashing down, pushing the liquid to the left side of the glass. That oscillating motion repeats but will slowly get weaker and weaker as the liquid runs out of energy. Here, the water surface is still spinning around in that oscillating motion, but the liquid has no more energy to come crashing down anymore. That rotating motion will get slower and slower as the water comes to a rest. In terms of other little details, I observed all the bubbles created in the reference footage and drew them into the animation. The bubbles are essentially just pockets of air trapped by water being poured into the glass at high speeds. I also observed that the bubbles will move in a U motion, where they will initially move downwards before losing momentum and floating upwards again on the other side. I replicated that to the best of my ability in my animation. Once the water comes to a rest, no more new bubbles are created and the rest float to the surface and dissipate. Playing that back, we can see how our animation looks. In terms of timing for a scene like this, it is on the trickier side. What I like to do is to animate straight ahead, drawing each frame one after the other based on feel. And then I would pencil test the animation and space each drawing appropriately, adding in-betweens or removing drawings to slow down and speed up the animation. I like drawing ahead, especially for special effects, as it gives it a more natural feeling. In the future, I would like to discuss animation timing because it is an immense and difficult subject. But now, here we have the final scene. Big thanks to the cleanup crew, and the compositing department really amped up the effects. But yeah, this is still a hand-drawn 2D animation. I hope you guys found my approach to these scenes useful in your own work. And that's it. Follow me on Twitter, and big thanks to everyone supporting the channel on Patreon. If you would like to help out, links are down below. Alright, till next time.